I think Hamlin must. Yeah, here comes Hamlin. Oh, he just gets into the right rear of Mark and turns Mark around and sets off a chain reaction wreck there with a lot of race cars.
Yeah, Biffle involved, goes to the infield.
29.
Yeah, Clint Boyer in that 29 was
29
involved.
got hit.
I think several cars got some type of damage.
Exactly. I think everybody's out of their car down there. Looks like everybody's okay.
Looks like Brian Vickers got the tail end of it. Now you're watching from the 5, Mark Martin's car. There's the bump.
Yeah.
And it's on from there.
In the 90.
Oh, Milkaduna in the 90, excuse me.
See Bill Baird, the 52 car.
He's sideways.
Just gets sideways and tries to catch it. Catches it one time, just can't get a hold of it, and takes Steve Blackburn up to the outside wall. Obviously, these banks are self-cleaning. They're going to come down the hill. There's Tim George in the 31. Looks like he may have avoided it.
And after they come down the racetrack, then other cars thinking they were going to clear it get into this as well.
It just always amazes me that, you know, here's our big wreck and cars are so far back, but they continue to pile in here. Watch, here comes a bunch of other cars that just did not slow down.
Here's real time right here. See Bill Barry gets sideways and takes Steve Blackburn hard into the outside wall. And again, they're going to come on down the hill. And there's so much smoke there too, Darrell. And you see a lot of guys trying to take evasive action.
You know, Phil, they always told us that here comes some.
What looks like he's holding the field up a little bit. He's got John West Townley behind him. Looks like probably some contact there.
Oh, he got a push. Yeah, it wasn't the engine so much.
He slides back up the racetrack, and that's when the 81 of Craig Gose slides into him.
Danica moves up the racetrack to give him a little bit more room.
They get all bottled up here going down in the corner. Yeah, and the 22 gets a bump from behind. Up the track he goes.
But see, now there's plenty of time here, and it comes down the bank.
Yep.
The 81 car has actually started to go to the outside and then turn left at the last second. The 22 was already coming down the hill.
One of the things that you don't know because you're limited experience, but
look, coming out of turn 4.
Look up top of your screen. You see
that's
Jesse's
the first
already
thing I saw.
Wall.
Oh, I see what happens. He got down on the 48 got down on the apron. The 48 got the left side tires down on the apron, and when
and lost control.
Overcorrected, and the car shot right back up across the track into the outside wall and flipped over. See, watch this.
That's Jesse Smith cutting a right front tire down.
That's the 29. And see, the 48 gets down on the apron. There's a very good chance.
Look back at what happened.
I think it's a chain reaction, Phil. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, this is really this is a separate incident. This is coming off turn 2 on the backstretch
over there.
Nick Adolski, but when they get over to turn number 3, then they're going to have the incident that Frank was involved in. Watch to your right of your screen.
Oh yeah, that he got hit from behind.
Yeah, the 83 car, it looked like Sean Core may have got a little bit loose, got down to the apron. Frank may have eased off the throttle, got run into from behind, then it was a chain reaction.
Checked up and got run over by the 25.
Not a tremendous amount of damage to those cars, but yet some damage.
I think the 25's okay, but the 44's got the most damage.
That's Frank. That's when he gets a shot. That's the Nelson Piquet Jr., the 6 right behind him.
In pits, or in Frank Kimmel's pits, is Jim Trado. Jim?
As they came down pit road here, not a whole lot of chatter on the.
Watch this now. That's Tommy Joe Martin's right behind. Tommy Joe Martin's. Danica moves to the inside. Nelson Piquet gets a little bit loose. She's on the inside against the white line, and Nelson Piquet Jr. forces her down off the racetrack. And look at this ride through the grass she has.
I'll tell you, this right here is car control. Now, that's something that you got it or you don't. And that's impressive right there to get that car that far out of shape, hang on to it, not hit the wall. Tony Jr. helped her a lot because he kind of helped her get through that, but that was amazing. That was a great job right there.
She's going to come right at us here.
Yeah, Piquet's going to force her down underneath pretty good contact right there. She goes right through the grass. The thing I like, DW, is she's this sideways, and when she gets straight, her wheels are straight. She doesn't overcorrect and go into the outside wall.
Well, that's what I was telling you earlier. Lock it down, turn left.
She's on pit road.
The green and black car. That's Barry Fitzgerald. Gets a little bit loose. Slides off the racetrack and just turns around backwards the wrong way.
These cars they're the way they're set up. When they go on the left side like that, it's just almost they turn over. It's the way the cars are set up.
A violent ride for Barry Fitzgerald in that 06.
There's another the view coming off turn 2. You know, and he wasn't in the grass. He was already flipping before he got to the grass right there. So it wasn't a situation where the unevenness of the grass.
No, but
there's Michael with Joey Logano.
I think it just got loose.
that thing just turned around, Larry.
loose.
I don't think Logano touched him.
No, I'm sure he didn't.
Look at all those. What are those tear-offs flying off of that car?
Off the windshield, yeah.
Yeah, that car just jumped sideways all by itself.
Oh, you're right. There was no contact until just there.
Yeah, well, Logano did get in him, but that wasn't what caused it.
No.
Right.
But one of the greatest things they've done here is all of that asphalt to the inside of the exit of the corner.
Need to pave it all. Pave it all, take away all the yellow lines, and let them race. That wouldn't be a good idea. I just thought I'd say that.
All right, the yellow is out, and this will.
What happens here?
Left side of your screen.
He was squeezing up that outside. Ooh, he just. Mark was in the middle. I mean, wasn't it? Mark, where's Mark going to go? He can't go up. He can't go down. He was sort of in the middle. That was kind of strangers in the night there.
And with the hood up over his windshield, Kurt Busch couldn't see where he was going. Tried to scrub as much speed off as he could.
Yeah.
Kurt is out of the car. He's okay, but look at this wild ride.
Second car that Kurt has crashed in a very similar situation.
Around, it's for Jeff Burton. After contact, you saw the puff of smoke at the right rear, and around he goes.
Right back here. There's Mikey. Ooh. Yeah, 39 just hooked him.
And he got hard into John Andretti.
He went over and got on top of John. Ooh, I'm not sure about that one. That was definitely a misjudgment on Newman's part. I mean, Michael's just sitting there not doing it. You know, he's minding his own business, and here come Newman, just hooked him.
Looked like Newman may have been trying to get a little separation on John Andretti on the outside ahead of Jeff Gordon.
Getting a big push from Gordon right here. And, of course, Kane gave Harvick in the 29. I don't know if the Biff had a right rear down or if he just got lifted off the ground, because the 29 was all, I mean, the 24, Jeff Gordon was all up in the back of him getting in the corner. And I noticed when Biffle came to the pit road here, I didn't see the right rear tire like it was down. I think he thinks that's what happened, but I bet he changes his mind when he sees the replay.
It might be because it was completely off the ground.
Yeah,
like
see
I said.
you can see right there, it's not flat.
And look, he spins right up and in to his two Roush Fenway teammates, Matt Kenseth in the 17 and the 99 of Carl Edwards.
I don't reckon I can remember how many cars we've torn up here in the last couple of days. I mean, that's many cars in a couple of days down here.
See Mark Martin, a 5, two of the Roush Fenway cars.
Bobby Labonte. Look at this.
Back in the pack back there.
With Vickers.
Man, he just gets, it looks like he must have gotten a shot coming out of the tri-oval and sent him down into the, fortunately, that paved area there.
And he was actually very close to the back of that pack.
Yeah, I think so. Most likely he got a little nip from the back.
Oh, he's away there. Now, that's the entrance and then the exit of the infield road course. That's why that area there is all paved.
Daryl talks about it so much. And we need more pavement. In my book, there doesn't need to be a blade of grass on the end.
Well, this
right in the middle.
This is what got my attention when I said that some cars up there, they're not real fast, being overtaken by some cars that are. The 36 car gets loose, and away he goes. Boy, I want you to watch this 18. Look where 18 is. He's right here. Watch him weave through here. Yep. Yep.
Wow.
And he had slowed down, but he was still carrying the mail and doing all that weaving and wagging.
That's 150 mile an hour slowed down.
You know what? Mike Bliss was going to hit that
rear and cut that tire down, maybe. Wow, man, he's been out there already.
Boy,
my goodness. That's the second time he's been over there like that.
Yeah, the last thing Michael needs to do is tear another race car up in practice.
I believe he needs to change that number again.
Ron Hornaday right behind Johnny Benson. That's the 33 truck of Ron Hornaday. He splits, goes in the middle, and just touches Johnny and turns him right down in front of his teammate Dennis Setzer.
Now why? 3 wide?
Yeah, coming off of turn 2, trying to make it 3 wide.
Johnny does a great job not getting into the outside wall.
A lot of damage to the door, the driver's side door of this race truck.
There's a nudge right there.
You're going to be 3 wide tonight, we know, or tomorrow night, excuse me, you know, but that seemed a little bit aggressive for...
Was there actual contact between Hornaday and
There was
Johnny?
definitely contact,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, he got into the left rear corner of Johnny, and that turned him around right in front of his teammate Dennis Setzer in the 46 truck.
Take another look. This is Ron Hornaday in the 33 coming up on the 95.
There's room right there to get in, but
It narrows up a little bit there coming up off of 2, and that's exactly where that happened.
yeah, Johnny had to turn left. Wasn't anything Johnny could do about that. Ron just was a little over aggressive from what.
You see this thing probably just take off here.
Yeah, that tire just exploded.
The camber, when you lean the tire in, it'll make the car turn through the corner, but...
Now, what's interesting about that, let's listen to this.
150-mile race. There's Cook's number 46.
Up on the outside there. I think possibly...
Well, Boyer and Pappas came together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Behind him.
In fact, had it not been for Terry Cook, Clint Boyer would have been in the wall hard after that bump from Max Pappas.
And a bad break for Cook. He went right across one of the drain covers there in the infield. I think it really did a lot of damage to the nose of that car.
And I'm going to tell you what, Terry Cook had worked his way up pretty nicely in that 46 car.
Watch right here, Larry, right there. Hit that drainage cover.
Steve?
And Mike, as we saw, that accident certainly not of Terry.
Corner, get out of the throttle, and back up into Regan Smith here.
Here he is. He's yeah, you can see Regan just, something happened to Michael's car. Regan just could not do anything. And boy, he and Jeff Gordon now, they've made contact with the outside wall, and Michael hits this inside retaining wall pretty hard right here. I'm glad they got the safer barriers there these days.
Now, guys, just remember, if any one of those 4 guys that has the 4 fastest speeds from Saturday races their way in, Michael Waltrip is the next car in line to get into 500.
Well, I don't know. I'd have to take a look at that again, but it almost looked like I might have been seeing things, and I'm not trying to make an excuse for my brother, but it looked like a left rear tire might have been soft on that car. Yeah, Ike says off the turn 4.
Turn 4. Logano gets under him and has to jump on the brake as Gilliland takes a ride right across the bow of Scott Speed.
That's about as close as it gets right there.
Here. Somebody here gets loose. There you go.
Scott Speed. And just got into the side of it.
And when he corrected, boy, Bobby is, look at that. Oh.
You see those rear wheels spinning all the way to keep him off that wall.
That's a whale of a good job. That's
a champion right there.
That's a good job, buddy. I don't care.
Watch the red 71 on the bottom, behind the Napa car.
Now let's take a look at the rear wheels to see if they ever spin backwards.
No,
he's digging. He was either locked on the brake or hard on the throttle to get away from that wall.
And of course, my concern on that is spinning the engine backwards.
Comes out of there. He's in the gas right there, Larry. He's got it wide open, trying to. The car got a little bit light. Did you notice that, Larry? How the back of the car got a little bit light, but it set back down.
And then as soon as it points away from the wall, he's flat on the gas.
Well, when that thing starts to go around and the back's headed for the wall, he nails it wide open again. You can see his tires just spinning.
But send it up.
It looks like Chrissy gets loose, real loose right there, and just overcorrects, gets into the outside wall. Yeah, she had a car right on her bumper. Looked like Paul Menard, who was right on her bumper. That'll really free you up. And in her defense, she hasn't had a lot of time this week. They had some problems getting the car through inspection, and then she didn't get a lot of time either day with the car, and especially in race trim. And the laps we saw her run, that car was out of control. Looks like it's not much better here. I mean, she just really got loose off turn 4. Those bumps are really, really upset the car when you're on the bottom.
Yeah, and we should point out it wasn't Chrissy out of control. The car just looked evil.
Yeah, the car just, every time we saw it, it looked like it wanted to go, that is out of mind of its own.
Well, looks like it had a mind of its own right there as Chrissy Wallace.
Of staying out of trouble. Looks like he got some help from Mike Bliss right here. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much talent you have. You get the rear wheels lifted off the ground, and nobody can drive. And look, see Danica go right by there. like Stewart may have snuck through there as well.
Several other cars sneaking through on the bottom there. Take a look. Yep, you're right. He did get help.
Man, that's a hard lick, too. See, Danica gets into the back of a car right there. Can't see the number.
Oh, nice job. I mean, you see a lot of these other guys, you could see the tires, smoke from them, locking up the wheels.
Speaking of smoke, look at him drive right through here in the 4-car.
Check range and Sauter. Boy, he just lost it.
Yeah, it didn't look like no contact or anything. Just kind of went around.
Could a tire have possibly gone down?
Wow, that ran pretty quick. Yeah, really turned around going into the corner.
Well, he did manage to keep it off the wall, but whoa, started to slide back up the hill. Well, and you mentioned it, Dan. Okay, lower portion of your screen.
You can see just a little bit of misjudgment there.
Yeah, that was
61
a lap car.
got turned.
Josh Wise was a lap car, and
she had nowhere to go.
Yeah, she just, gets by that car right there, but there's just nothing. I know it looks like room, but you're traveling at a high rate of speed, and she almost made it.
Take a look from another angle. A little lower this time.
See all of this develop right there, and as these cars start sliding, more cars get involved. You just hope that a hole opens up for you.
10 of Loeffler, boy, they had high hopes for this season. It's not going to start off the way they had wanted.
They had 2 of Roush's cars involved in that.
There's Dale right at the right side of your screen.
Oh, there's contact behind him between Carl Edwards.
And Carl Edwards got up into
Keselowski.
And boy, it just flipped Dale over. And then there's nowhere for these guys to go. That's Kyle Busch. That's the damage he sustained. There's Brendan Gaughan.
You got to wonder why Carl Edwards would make a move like that on the straightaway. He kind of made an abrupt move up to the outside lane there. I don't know if he thought he was clear.
Yeah, sometimes you're moving over just to get against that car to try to slow that car down, that momentum, to where you can get your line moving a little bit quicker. And maybe he just misjudged that. It has happened before, but that's what these guys are trying to do, is just side draft and slow that car beside them down to where their line will move quicker.
Greg Biffle also involved. Let's go on board. This is the view from Junior.
That's where he just got turned. When you get hit in the right rear, there's nothing you can do. And, of course, the air automatic.
Watch the 18, the 22.
Well, Kyle's loose there.
Yeah, he gets loose.
Yeah.
Keselowski didn't do anything there.
I think he thinks maybe Brad gave him some help, and he didn't.
Coming to the checkered flag.
Get 3 wide here on the back straightaway. You can see the 51 truck.
The 55
Eric gets a run on Austin Dillon. Austin starts to kind of come over a little bit to block him.
They touch, and then Austin starts wiggling, and then he catches Johnny Sauter up against the wall. Kyle Busch comes along. The 15 of Ted Musgrave with nowhere to go. The 98 of Landon Castle runs into his teammate Johnny Sauter.
That was just tight racing. 3 wide on the first darn lap.
See right there, you see the 3 start wiggling, and then he's going to lose control. His left front tire was locked up.
Series champion.
Look at Kyle Busch all up the middle of it. Does a great job of surviving it. Too bad for Landon Castle. Just came along a little bit late. And here's Jennifer Joe. She's going a little bit fast. First guy I saw get out of whack.
He's side by side with Skinner.
Oh, is he going to get a bump draft from Ricky Carmichael?
They get a bump draft from Ricky Carmichael, and it may turn him.
No, I think he had a flat.
I think he had a flat tire. I don't think Ricky Carmichael ever touched him.
No, it looked like that's what it was setting up to be, but Hornaday just veered to the right. I was going down the back straightaway the other day in my cup car and blew a left rear tire, and it just drove right to the infield. He might have blown a right rear tire, and it pulled him right into the outside wall. You know, so much.
Watch, we're going to see before Ricky Carmichael gets there, that 33 truck's going to veer to the right.
It's hard to tell from that angle.
It's pretty close.
But I think from the other angle, it didn't look like Ricky ever touched him. See if we can get a better look at that.
Nelson
Look at Neil. That's an amazing job Nelson Piquet did there.
Let's keep an eye on it now. Boy, it almost looked from that angle like there might have been a slight contact.
If we could look back at that first one and really see, it looked like from the first look we saw from it, Ricky didn't hit him. You can see the right rear tire.
Timothy Peters pulls up to the back bumper.
Gets a hold of him and doesn't let him go.
Yeah.
Into the wall and then right back into the wall, and then coming in here, the 39 is trying to stop.
Oh, both those guys. Jason White gets into the outside wall. Looked like lightly, though. He might be okay, but he definitely got into the wall.
There's another view here from the
now, do you see
turn 3 camera.
You see how different what Ricky Carmichael did to Ron was than that? You could tell Timothy Peters got a hold to Mike, and he just didn't let him go. That's a bad mistake.
Lifted the back end off the ground. I mean, that was what happened with Mike Skinner here. Oh, how close for the 12 of Mario Goslin, just clearing that.
You know, you wish that these drivers could be up here and watch what we watch, or see the replays, because
look,
see him on the outside,
on the inside of that.
See there, he
catches,
just gets Nelson, and then
up the track he goes, and
that is so wild.
At first, it looked like maybe he was going to some pretty significant contact to the inside wall. Looks like he was trying to get in line behind him, and then he couldn't get in line, and then they may have got hooked together or something.
It's like it ran him up he got sideways a little bit there, and it runs him up the hill, and he just loses control. And look, this is a game of inches sometimes. This case, it's a couple of feet, but darn, if he could have just missed it there, he had a lot more room to slide after that. That was weird looking, wasn't it?
Sure was. Tough break for Mario, though. Had a great run going on the heels of a great 6th place run at Talladega.
Check it out here. If he could just not hit there.
Whoa, and that thing hit hard, too.
Head on.
Luckily, everybody did a good job of getting her locked down and keeping it.
Watch Max on the outside.
It's like it's more of the bump drafting.
Going to be some more bump drafting. Is it Nelson Piquet Jr.?
Nelson Piquet Jr. in the number 1.
Wow. I just wish these guys had the advantage of watching all these replays and all these incidents. Max had such a great truck, had led this race, had raced up front, and unfortunately that Geico Toyota's not going to be around for the finish.
Both those guys raced a little bit of Formula One, Phil. I wonder if they ever had problems over there. You could see Nelson's front end was moving toward the inside of the track when he actually bumped Max, which certainly isn't the way to go about doing that.
Got a bit of a Formula One connection there. Obviously, 3-time world champion.
And then the reason why Timothy won, look at the sensor. He's pushing him, giving him the momentum he needed to stay ahead of Tom Bodine.
Another amazing finish from Daytona International Speedway.
That was amazing.
Right behind the yellow car is the number 12 of Keselowski. And you see him just get a little loose right there. He gets up into the wall, collects Smith and Hornish.
I believe that 12 car had something happen to it. Like it may have lost a right rear tire or something. There's really no reason for it to step out like that.
So Roger Penske had 3 cars in this race, and that gets 2 of them, the 12 and the 77. There you see Gordon just squeaking by in that 24.
Up into the 87. Oh, boy.
Is it?
I mean, Hornish, the 77, did not get against him. He just got loose. Hornish just went back out on the racetrack a few laps ago after being in the garage.
Seen that a little bit down here. If your car's loose and somebody kind of gets under that left rear quarter panel, it seems like it'll almost just blow you around. I think it's that big shark fin, possibly.
Well, and you know, Darrell, at the speeds these guys are running, if you're a little bit loose, doesn't take much.
he might have even looked in the mirror to see where he was, and you know.
And look up here, coming in at the top of the screen, and Mike Bliss goes around
all by himself. Don't know if he had a tire problem or what, but the thing just spun out.
And just remember, he was involved in that first caution earlier back on lap 8.
And remember, did the same thing in practice, just spun out.
Third caution flag in this year's Daytona 500 on Fox. World Foundation car of John Andretti just coming into view, and you can see the smoke where he cut down a tire and pounded the wall.
Boy, Larry, all of a sudden, you know, the 48 had looked like a tire issue. The John Andretti did.
To the 43.
Coming off of the turn 2 back there. I think you're going to see that he just gets sucked around. That's all that happens to him. And he's getting a little bit behind on his steering right there. And what happened was, we've seen that with this. I don't know if it has anything to do with the big shark fin or not, but when a car gets to your outside like that, it's almost like it has a magnet. It's almost like a vacuum cleaner, and it just sucks you around.
See here if he puts a left front down on the apron exiting the corner.
I don't think so, and that's not a bad thing off of that corner anyway.
It's like the minute that 24 car got to that right rear quarter panel, it started sucking it around.
Yeah. It just gets him loose, and he just starts juking the wheel, and you get behind. And
the close call on that 18. How many of those has he had this week? He's had a bunch.
I don't know, but I love it. I wish that whole back straightaway was. I think they just get a little bit wadded up back in there. It was a hard lick.
That was a hard lick
for the 39 car.
Somebody turned.
Elliott Sadler got loose.
Yeah, he got loose, and here they all come and just piled in.
The 19 of Elliott Sadler.
Look at that 39 car. Those splitters, they're like snow plows.
Wow, Bill Elliott just missed Quapple.
What a miss.
Top of your screen.
Yeah, you see Sadler, he just gets loose as Newman's going by, and he clips Newman in the right rear and just turns him straight into the fence.
I know Ryan Newman won this race a couple of years ago, and we're getting a report Newman's out of his car. Everybody's out of their cars. But I'm telling you, other than that win in the Daytona 500, restrictor plate racing has been hard on Ryan Newman.
Not good to him. I still have visions of him flip. Just a lot of cars back in here, a whole gaggle of them. Bill looks like he just took, almost like Bill had a flat tire. He just washed up the hill right into Logano, and here comes Boris Said, who's been kind of riding around at the back, staying out of trouble all day until the last lap.
But definitely Elliott's car, the 21, just
it looked like
four-wheel drift almost.
It looks like maybe he got, see how it takes off back there? It looks like he's got a tire down to me.
So the 1985 and 87 Daytona 500 winner in the 21, Bill Elliott.
Joey Logano is just a victim of being in the wrong place. Oh, yeah. I thought I could see the right front a little soft on Bill's car. I'm not sure.
And I think Joey could see it happening because you could hear him starting to get out of the throttle, but wide enough for that one car to jump back in.
Middle of your screen, the 9 of Casey Kane.
Boy, Jeff Gordon, well, that's it just got bottlenecked in there. Jeff gave Casey Kane a little, in the 9 car, a little bump, shot him into Mark Martin in the 5, and then they rebounded from there.
Now, because of this overdrive, this green-white checkered, another attempt, we're being told that Martin Truex Jr. is being told to save fuel.
Okay. I'm sitting up here in the front of the field. What do you want me to do?
Under caution.
What do you want me to do?
Darrell, the way that accordioned, Mark Martin in the 5 got hard on the brakes. When Casey Kane hit him, it squirreled him up. And then Jeff Gordon got in the back.
Here's what happened, Mike. Jeff Gordon bumped the 9 in the middle of the corner there, shot him up to Mark Martin, and when he uncoiled off of Mark, he got hit. You'll see Jeff Gordon, I believe, come up here, bump the 9.
Bottled up about halfway down the back straightaway.
I really thought that Kevin Harvick would watch and see which line was coming and the outside was, and he would drive up there and block it.
They were trying their best. Yeah, and this is Jeff Gordon, Robbie Gordon involved.
2 car, got into the wall.
Bobby Labonte.
But you know what? This was at the back of the pack. Attaboy to NASCAR for letting them race.